Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin laying down today. And we are going to be stepping forward and back on the mat. And if you like to have a chair handy to help you with that, then you could grab that. Bending your legs and having your feet hip width and parallel and your spine supported. Lifting your spine away from the floor when you inhale and pressing your spine to the floor as you exhale. So just keep your sacrum or your tailbone on the floor, just lifting as many bones of your spine off the floor as you can. Inhaling, exhaling, pressing them to. And if you'd like to add in an arm and shoulder movement, you could do arms overhead as you inhale and arms back by your sides as you exhale. Arms overhead as you inhale. Back by your sides as you exhale. And we're going to keep going. Nice work. And then pressing your lower back into the floor. And we're going to lift the hands and the feet. And we're going to explore the air with the hands and feet. I've described this before, being like a kitten with a piece of thread. Now, your arms and legs, the closer they, the less work for the core body. But the further you take them out to the side or out from center, then the more the core body has to work to stabilize your spine. So press your lower back and be curious about how you can move your arms and legs. You can keep them in close if you need to. You can be a little more exploratory and take them out to the side further from center. And like a kitten, they look like they're thoroughly enjoying the activity. So really being curious about your movement. And pressing your lower back. Try to keep your lower back connected to the floor. And you'll start to find that the core body is really working. Good. Remember the sideways movement too, legs and arms out from the side. Even try and do them opposite. So if it's the right leg going out, left arm's going out. And the lower back is pressing. Very nice. And then we'll just hug the knee and relax. Okay, and then one more of those where you press your lower back and explore with your arms and legs how far you can reach away from your core, your center. Try to keep the whole of your back connected to the floor. So stay in center if you're strong on your back, but if you need that extra strengthening work, then take the limbs out. Nice. Relax. Put your hands on your knees, and we're going to just draw a little circle with the knee. And what's happening is the tissue around the sacrum is being massaged. So Giving yourself a little massage around the sacrum. And if you hold your knees in close, circle there. And action. And then we're going to roll over and come into all fours. Giving your fingers a stretch. Arching your spine up and down. Let's follow the flow of the breath here. As you're exhaling, that's lifting the spine. As you inhale, lowering the spine. Nice. Step your knees together. Stretch your fingers out wide and pay attention to your foundation in your hands. So press your fingerprints, the base of your index fingers. Good. We're going to lift the front core body and really feel like the back is supported. Lift your right knee, and we're going to do a big circle with the right knee. So the knee is bent, and you're not tipping the pelvis, so the left arm is not collapsing. Keep the arms nice and straight, but rather you're exploring taking the right knee out as far as it will go, up as far as it will go, across as far as it will go. So you're exploring your hip mobility. If you're having trouble with your left knee on the floor, put your blanket under your left knee. And the other direction. Really nice way to get the brain to really take notice of the hip joint. Good, so we're not tipping the pelvis. Oh, great, that side's done. And then just re-establish your connection to your core so your back feels supported. Lifting your left knee. And then we draw big circles. And we're trying not to lift the left hip, but rather explore the femur bone, move around inside that joint. And the other direction, you'll notice your core body is working here to keep you stable, to protect your spine, support your spine. Finding the flow of your breath. Very good. And then we're going to rest into child's pose. In child's pose, we can rest the hands and the shoulders. And that part of lift the leg, we want to stretch. So follow the flow of your breath. Very nice. We're going to lay ourselves down on the floor. So your tummy is on the floor. And put your forehead on the floor. Press the tops of your feet down to the floor. Take your arms straight out from your shoulders. I'm going to have a little trouble demonstrating this one, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to lift the head and the arms just off the floor. Good, and then make that snow angel movement with your arms. So the hands not touching the floor, although in my case I have to keep the left arm touching. So arms overhead, arms back by the side. Good, and then we're going to lay down and turn your face to one cheek and just really let your neck relax. Good, and then this time, elbows underneath the shoulders for the Sphinx pose. And we have the elbows as much as you can shoulder width, forearms parallel. Stretch your fingers. Lift the breastbone and notice which ribs are laying on the floor. Lift as many of your ribs off the floor as you can. Press the feet, lift the kneecaps, squeeze the buttock muscles, and look up. Breathing. Good. And then we're going to take the arms to straight. Great. Lengthening your front body as you lay back down. And then we're going to turn the face to the opposite side. You can put your arms back beside your body. Great. And then take the cactus arm position. So elbows out from the side of the shoulders. It's not one that I can demonstrate with my left arm, but take both your elbows out, put your forehead back to the floor, and then try and lift your elbows and your hands off the floor. So forehead is on the floor, elbows and hands off the floor. Good, and then stretch the arms straight out in front of you without touching the floor, and back to cactus arms. And again. One more time. Good. And then elbows underneath the shoulders, Sphinx pose. Lift more ribs off the floor. Lift the breastbone, draw the shoulder blades back. Straighten up onto straight arms, if that feels okay in your back. Otherwise, keep your elbows on the floor. Strong legs. Lift the buttock muscles. Beautiful. Laying back down, hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself back up into your all fours position, arching the spine up and down and up and down. We're going to come up to standing in a moment. And you might be able to do it by tucking your toes under, walking your hands back, lifting your knees, and then standing up. Otherwise, take as many movements as you need to make it a practical journey for you. This is where you may find a chair useful at the front of your mat. I'm not going to use one today, but you would have all four legs of the chair on the mat and the seat facing you. So we stand at the front of the mat or in front of the seat of the chair in Tadasana. And softly take your arms up and overhead and looking up, Urdhva Hastasana. Good. And then Uttanasana. And put your hands on your legs or the seat of the chair. So we're just halfway in our forward bend, or part of the way. Arch your spine up and down. And then rolling all the way up and arms up. Nice work. Find your mountain pose. Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Uttanasana, keep the bones of your spine embedded forward. Good. We're going to step the left foot back, so your hands to the seat of the chair or to the floor. Left foot back, not a really long lunge. Let's just do feet far enough apart so you can get your heel down onto the floor, and bend your front knee and make your back bend shape again. So bones of the spine forward, lift the breastbone. Good. And then we're going to lift the arms out from the shoulders straight out to the side in the cactus arm shape. Sorry, I can't show that very well. And we're going to take the arms forward and back to the cactus arm shape. Take the arms forward, back to the cactus arm shape. Take the arms forward, back to the cactus arm shape. Good. And now take the hands down onto your support again, floor or chair, and start to straighten your front leg. But don't hunch the spine. Very nice. And then we're going to lift up and we're going to step forward and we'll be balanced on the right foot. Lift your left leg nice and high. Now you might be able to put it up onto the seat of the chair if that's there, or you can hold your knee, or just lifting your foot as high as you can off the floor. It might just be a centimetre or so, but balancing. Great. And then we'll take that foot down without falling back into position, finding where it's going to land, hip width parallel feet. Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana. Stepping back, right foot back, so you can get your heel on the floor, feet at hip width and parallel, so front to back, you've got a going for your legs. Bend your front leg and bring the bones of the spine further forward. Looking at good. We lift the arms up again, straight out from the shoulder shape. Good. And then the arms forward by the ears and back into cactus arms, and forward by the ears, out straight, back into cactus arms, and forward. Beautiful. Put your hands back on your support chair or floor and start to straighten your front leg. If we bring the bones of the spine forward and explore straightening the front. Beautiful. All right. Lift up and we're going to step forward and be balanced on the left leg. So lift your right leg as high as you're able to. You might have to keep your tiptoes near the floor to keep your balance, but maybe you can hug the knee in. Finding your breath. Good. And then when the foot goes back to the floor, see if you can find the floor first. Find where you're going to land the foot. Lovely. Tadasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Standing forward bend. This time, step your left foot back for a really long lunge. And we're going to be bent in the front leg. Good. And then we're going to lift the torso for Virabhadrasana 1. Take the arms up by the ears. And lowering in your front leg as deeply as you can, lifting your belly, lifting the chest, lifting the heart. Good. We're going to lean the torso out now over the front leg. Make sure the back leg is really straight. Press the back heel back. Take your arms now beside your body, palms up. Look forward, lift the chest, reach the fingertips back. Good. Lift your torso. It's going to be more difficult to step forward from here and balance on the right leg. So prepare. But that's just what we're going to do. Stand on the right leg, lifting the left leg. Now this time, I want you to take your left knee out to the side. So we were supporting it in front, whether that's with your toes near the floor. And if you're holding your knee, support your leg out to the side. Back to center, and then finding the floor. Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana. Okay, hands onto your support chair or floor. Big step back. We want a nice big distance front to back. Bend your front, lift your torso, lift your arms by your ears. Virabhadrasana 1. Looking up. Press the back heel, straighten the back leg. Lift the belly, lift the chest. Looking up. Good, then we're going to lean the torso out over the front leg. Keep the back leg really straight. You lift the palms, lift. Nice work. Think about it. So prepare yourself. We're going to step forward and balance on the left leg. And this time, however you're supporting your right knee, it's going to go out to the side. Lovely work. Back to center. And releasing Tadasana, your standing pose, your mountain pose. Taking some deep breaths, feeling the front of your legs lifting. Spaciousness for your shoulders and your neck. Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Uttanasana. We're going to take the left long lunge again. Bend your right knee. But this time, we're going to put the left heel down on the floor and turn your torso so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Now, you might be able to have your right hand on the floor inside your right foot, or you can lift up a little bit and put your elbow on your knee, or even your hand on your knee if you need to. Good. And then we're going to take the left arm straight by the ear overhead. I can't really show you that on this side. We're going to lower the torso, the hips towards the floor, press back through the outside edge of your left foot, reaching your left fingertips, opening the heart towards the ceiling and breathing. Yes, beautiful. Lift up, lift all the way up, and turn your back foot around so you're facing forward again. And let's do that. Stepping forward and balancing on the right foot. Lifting your left knee. Beautiful. And placing your foot back down. Hip width and parallel. Urdhva Hastasana and Uttanasana. The right foot. Elbow, left knee. So you've got your right heel down, nice and stable on the floor. Take your right arm and reach it overhead. So right bicep by the right ear. Opening the heart towards the ceiling. And breathing. Inhale, come up. So lift your torso. Turn your back foot so you're facing forward again. We can make that movement nice and smooth of stepping forward and balancing on the left foot. Lifting the right knee high. As high as you are able to. Sometimes that means keeping the right tiptoes near the floor. You know that's safer for your balance. Good. Placing the foot back down. Tadasana. Finding your mountain pose. Finding the flow of your breath. Lovely. We are going to sit down and we're going to practice our squatting and lifting, squatting, lifting, squatting, lifting in an effort to help us sit with more ease. So it's not just a case of sitting down. What we want when we squat is for the knees to track in the line of the toes so that your knees are as pain-free as they can be. And you don't want to do these exercises to the point where it hurts your knees. So if you're vulnerable in your knees, you really go for that good alignment, femur bone, foot direction, matching, and don't take it too deep. So you might just do little ones. We're going to have the hands in front of the heart. And you're going to squat just to the point where you can keep your heels on the floor and it doesn't hurt your knees and you go as deep as you can. If you feel your heels lifting up, then stop there. Lift your pelvic floor, lift your belly, lift the chest. Malasana, good. And then press your heels so your legs are powerfully lifting you. You're not so much leaning forward and using momentum, but you're using the power of your legs. Okay, now I'm going to adjust my feet a little bit. So you do the same thing. Put your feet where it feels right, and then maybe just hip width or a little bit wider. Let's try again. Heels stay on the floor, and you just go as far as it doesn't hurt your knees, but the heels don't lift. So we really attempt to keep them down. Lift the belly, the pelvic floor, the chest. Good, and then press your heels any amount. There. So you're really using your legs to come up. That's great. And we're going to do one more of those. So again, you might realize there's a better foot position. It's about the angle that your knees go out to. How does that feel? Make sure you're not hurting your knees. Press your hands. Keep your heels on the floor. Finding your squat. Lifting pelvic floor, lifting the belly. And pressing the heels down and really lifting through your legs. Lovely. All right. This time, squat as deeply as you can. If your heels come off the floor, that's fine. And we're going to put our hands on the floor for a little bit of support and put your feet where you think it's going to feel the best for your knees. Only go as deep as your knees allow. All right, so it doesn't come off the floor. But what we're going to do, set up that internal lift so you feel like you're lifting your pelvic floor and your lower front core. We should always do that when we squat. Good. And then turning and putting one heel on the floor, and then turning and putting that heel on the floor. So if I turn to the left, my left heel comes closer to the floor. So let's do that a little. Good. And bring up the feet. Great. And try and sit from here without falling backwards. And if you know that that's not going to work for you, then come to a seated position, however it is. And we'll sit up onto a blanket. Finding the flow of your breath. So I'm hoping that the practice has asked of you to breathe more deeply, and it has me. So just enjoying that deep breath. Now we're going to challenge the breath a little. When you breathe in, you're going to hold, and then you're going to breathe out a little way and pause. And then breathe out a little more and pause. And then breathe all the way out, really get all the air out and pause. And then feel how satisfying the in-breath is. Great. Hold for a moment and then breathe a little way out, pause. Breathe a little way out, pause. Breathe all the way out, pause. And feel that beautiful cleansing breath as you breathe in. Your body wants to breathe. Good. And we're going to do 3 more rounds. And then let your breath return to its natural rhythm. When you're ready, I'm going to make little circles with the head. So investigating how the neck feels and moves. Just little circles. You can make bigger circles if that's what your neck needs, but take care not to make yourself feel dizzy. No need to overdo this. Just being curious to your movement. And then the other direction. I've discovered that if I do this and there's lots of clicking noises, I need to drink more water. Good. And back to center. And then just left ear is going to hang towards your left shoulder. But then really let it hang. Notice how we hold, we don't quite give in to that movement. Really, really let the left ear hang. So where you start to feel a stretch is in the right side of the right neck. Stretching that side of the neck. Nice work. And then coming back up to center. And now let your right ear hang towards your right shoulder. And at first, you don't really access the movement. And now truly let the head hang. The ear closer and closer to the right shoulder. So the left neck is stretching. Good. And then back up to center. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder. And just turn a little bit more. But relax your neck, relax your shoulder. Back to center and turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And relax, but turn a little more, following the breath. Good, and then back to center. So nice little simple movements for keeping the neck mobile. And then let's take out that tension from the shoulders, just shoulder rolling. Lovely. All right, we're going to take the legs straight out in front. Pick up your left leg. Can you take hold of your left foot with your right hand? Or you could hold your clothes. Really tall. Try and bring the body to the let's little circle. Okay. Big you can children. And then the other direction. Widdershins. Okay, let's put the foot as high towards your right hip as you can. Now that might mean it's on the floor, but what we've got is the left knee turned out. So somewhere along that arc of movement. And we're going to turn to the left side and reach your left arm behind you as far as you can over towards your right hip. And some people are going to be able to take hold of their left foot there. Not me with frozen shoulder, but maybe you can. And we're turning to the left, lifting the sides of the waist and following your breath now. Noticing that little bit of extra movement. And the flow of your breath, the satisfying feeling of your breath and your movement. Good, and then releasing that side. Sthara, Adho Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Both legs out in front and bend in your right leg and take hold of your right foot, left hand, or some semblance of that. Maybe you can only reach to your knee. Good, let's stir the pot. If you take both hands on your foot, like it's a big paddle. And then the other direction. Sit up taller, lift the spine, bring the spine forward. Good. And then find where you are on that arc of movement from the foot somewhere on the floor in front towards the front of your left hip. And then we're going to turn to the right side. Bringing the bones of the spine forward. Let your ribs turn. Let your neck turn. Following the breath. And if you were binding your arm before, do that movement of the right arm behind you. Reach as far as you can to your left side. Maybe you can take hold of your right foot. And so rather than trying or feeling the mind take over, just follow your breath here. And then releasing. Very nice work. We're going to lay down and happy baby pose. Legs. Ah. And as you find the flow of your breath, let that satisfying intake of air put up. We're just going to hold them there for a moment and press your hands, or put your hands beside your body, press palms down on the floor, press your lower back. Good. And then we're just going to draw a little circle, really little, the feet with the toes. Relax your shoulders, relax your chest, back, and then the other direction. And then happy the core body with the legs up, and then relax. Side to side. Anna, find your time. Coming up to sitting, hands in front of the heart. Spine is long, body is spacious, enjoying each deep breath. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.